Hello everyone, welcome back to the Great Edge Workshop. A short video just to catch you up on some news. It's been a while since I posted any content. I've got a few videos in the works now, a mixture of sharpening content, electrical content, some topics related to the interface between pat testing and fixed installation testing, etc. But tonight, a little bit of sharpening news. Back to the core, or where the channel started. I might possibly be the last Tormec user to be onto this, but I'm now using these diamond plates for grading the original SG 250 wheel. I've got 3 grits that I own of the diamond plates, 1,400, and what's mounted on here is the 80. And my goodness, does it ever make wheel grading so much easier and so much more straightforward. So the original grading tool from Tormec, which I neglected to grab before the video, is here, and mine is just quite glazed over. It's hard to feel any difference between the two sides. So I needed to buy another one anyways, and I just thought, okay, if I'm shopping for this, if I've got to spend some money, then now's the time to get the diamond plates. And just what a spectacular thing. So first of all, that they're flat makes life so much easier. I use the planer jig for the Tormec so that it sits there even hands-free. I can be grading the wheel, get a really smooth and consistent result. None of the same. It doesn't seem to get glazed over. The diamond plates don't seem to glaze over the same way that the grading tool does. So I absolutely love them, and I just find it really easy to work with. So highly recommended. Other bit of new kit. I'm finally retiring this old 160 grit CBN wheel that I bought from Vadim Krychuk knife grinders. It's just worn out. Nothing wrong with it. The manufacturing was impeccable, but it feels more like a 400 grit now. So 160 is normally the grit that I start with in any sort of sharpening on my Tormec. So this is my hardest working CBN wheel by a factor of 10, I would say, and it's quite simply, it's worn out. So I've had a few options presented to me, even some sponsorship options, people wanting to provide me with CBN wheels in exchange for content on this channel. I'm flattered by that, of course. It's wonderful to be in such a position, but I decided, and I got very close to accepting a couple of offers, but I decided I wanted to stick to the core of this channel, that's something that I've wanted to put towards the center of its values right from the very start, is the independence and the freedom. So anything that I show on this channel, I want to be able to have paid for myself and therefore speak freely, and I can make more emphasis on it or less emphasis depending on how I feel. So I've had, as I said, some very kind, considerate, even generous offers, but just to not feel any pressure, let's say, to make for any sort of quantity of content or type of content or messaging, etc. I've decided to keep some independence, so I'm paying for everything that I show you on the channel. And the wheel that I ended up going for is branded as Forever Grinding Technology, and it's CBN 160. I find, to be honest, because a lot of these wheels are coming out of the Far East, I find it quite difficult to fully ascertain and get transparency on who's who and who's making what. It feels okay. It looks okay. When I was buying one of these, I was worried about the bore maybe not fitting onto my Tormec, machining issue. That doesn't seem to be a problem. There's a little bit, the finish is not great along the edge there. I don't know whether that's, if it shows up on camera, poorly done, or whether it's chipped off. But anyways, We'll see. I've got it now. It's just come out of the box, so it hasn't done any sharpening for me. But I mean, it feels much more like a 160 grit, and yeah, I just haven't decided. To be honest, what I'm going to do with this outgoing one, big lump of metal. Hopefully, I can find a way to recycle it. If somebody could take it, if they needed a 400 grit or approximately 400 grit wheel, I suppose. But anyways, moving on to the new one, and you'll see it featured in upcoming videos as I go forward with that. Anyways, that's all for now. I hope you've enjoyed. Hope everyone's doing well and enjoying the sharpening. Thank you for tuning in if you've made it this far, and see you again very soon.